No excuses, only effort defines you. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants the dream life. But when it's time to put in the work, they start making excuses. I'm tired. I don't have time. I don't have the right resources. But listen, the world doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't stop for your feelings. You either make progress or you make excuses, but you can't do both. The only thing that separates the successful from the unsuccessful is effort. It's not luck, not talent, not connections. It's how hard you're willing to grind when no one's watching. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are right now, faced with choices, obstacles, and challenges. The difference is they didn't let those obstacles become excuses. They made up their minds that no matter what, they were going to find a way. They turned their pain into purpose, their setbacks into setups, and their struggles into fuel. That's what effort looks like. Pushing when it's hard, showing up when it hurts, and believing even when everything in you wants to quit. See, the thing about excuses is that they're comfortable. They give you permission to stay average. They allow you to explain why you didn't go after what you wanted. But comfort never built champions. Champions are born in discomfort. Champions thrive in pressure. When you feel like quitting, that's when you find out who you really are. Anyone can work when it's easy, but real growth happens when it's tough. When your body says, I'm done, and your mind says, keep going. That's where greatness is built, in those unseen moments when you refuse to settle. Eric Thomas always says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That's not just a catchy line, that's a mindset. It means removing every excuse from your vocabulary. It means if you say you're going to do something, you do it no matter what. You stop blaming your circumstances, your environment, your past. You stop waiting for the right time, the right people, or the right opportunity. You create your own opportunity with your grind. Because at the end of the day, effort is the only thing that's fully in your control. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the people around you, but you can control how hard you work. Think about it. Every excuse you make steals a piece of your potential. Every time you say, I can't, you're training your mind to accept limitations. But every time you say, I will, you're reprogramming your mindset for success. The people who make it to the top aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who never stop pushing. They're the ones who wake up earlier, stay up later, and keep showing up when everyone else gives up. Effort doesn't guarantee immediate success, but it guarantees progress. And progress over time leads to greatness. Every small step you take, every extra rep, every extra hour, it all adds up. That's what builds the foundation for success. You might not see results today, but if you stay consistent, one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. The grind doesn't lie. It always pays off, but only for those who refuse to quit. You have to make a decision. Do you want to be remembered for your excuses or for your effort? Because excuses fade away, but the work you put in, that lasts forever. People respect results, not reasons. The world celebrates those who kept going when it was hardest. So from today forward, stop explaining why you can and start proving that you can. Every time your mind tries to talk you out of your goals, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of what's at stake. Your future, your dreams, your legacy. They all depend on the effort you give right now. The truth is simple. You can't cheat the grind. It knows how much you've invested. It knows how many hours you've given, how much heart you've poured into it. If you give 50%, it'll show. If you give 100%, it'll show. Life rewards effort, not excuses. So stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. Don't wait for the motivation to come. Discipline yourself to move even when you don't feel like it. Because when you work with everything you've got, doors start opening, opportunities start appearing, and your confidence grows. At the end of the day, no one's going to hand you your dreams. You have to fight for them. You have to earn them with sweat, consistency, and sacrifice. So take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming, stop complaining, and start grinding. Because the moment you stop making excuses and start giving your best effort, that's the moment your life truly begins to change. Discipline over motivation every single day. That's the mindset that separates dreamers from doers. Motivation feels good. It's that fire you get when you watch a powerful video or hear a great speech. But the truth is, motivation fades. It's temporary. It's an emotion that comes and goes, just like excitement or fear. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving when that motivation is gone. Discipline is what makes you show up on the days you don't feel like it. It's what forces you to stay focused when your body is tired, your mind is distracted, and your heart is ready to quit. Most people think success is built on inspiration, but that's not true. Success is built on habits. It's built on consistency. It's built on waking up early, staying late, and doing what needs to be done even when no one is watching. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It tells you what to do. It's that inner voice that says, get up, when your mind says, stay in bed. It's that decision to go to the gym even when it's raining, to study even when you're exhausted, to grind even when the world says you've done enough. Motivation might start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. You can't depend on feelings to guide your actions. If you only work when you're motivated, you'll never reach greatness. Because there will be days when you don't feel inspired, when life hits hard, when everything seems to go wrong. In those moments, motivation disappears, but discipline is what carries you through. Discipline says, I made a commitment and I'm going to honor it no matter what. Think about the people you admire, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. They all have one thing in common: relentless discipline. They didn't get where they are by waiting to feel ready or excited. They built routines. They stuck to their goals, and they didn't let emotions decide their effort. They practiced every single day, not just when they felt like it. That's the power of discipline. It builds momentum. And once you have momentum, you become unstoppable. Discipline is not punishment. It's freedom. Most people think discipline limits them, but in reality, it liberates you. When you live with discipline, you gain control over your life. You control your habits, your time, your energy, your focus. You stop being a slave to procrastination and start becoming the master of your destiny. Discipline teaches you self-respect because you start proving to yourself that you can follow through. Every time you say you'll do something and actually do it, your confidence grows. The truth is, discipline is hard. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It's doing the same thing over and over until it becomes second nature. It's staying consistent when nobody notices your progress. But that's exactly what builds strength. Every rep, every repetition, every small act of commitment adds up. You won't always see results right away, but discipline guarantees that you'll get better over time. And one day, those small, consistent efforts will explode into massive results. When you rely on motivation, you're giving control of your success to your emotions. When you rely on discipline, you take control back. Discipline doesn't care about mood swings, weather, or convenience. It doesn't need a perfect environment. It only needs a reason, your why. Once your reason is strong enough, your discipline becomes unbreakable. You stop saying, I'll do it later, and start saying, I'll do it now, because you understand that every moment wasted pushes your goals further away. Eric Thomas always reminds people that the grind is not about excitement. It's about commitment. It's about showing up every single day with purpose. You can't wait for someone to inspire you. You have to inspire yourself through action. That's where real motivation comes from. The kind that's built through results. The more disciplined you are, the more you accomplish. And the more you accomplish, the more naturally motivated you become. You have to train your mind to follow through no matter what. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first few days might feel hard, but over time it becomes part of who you are. You won't have to think twice about doing what's necessary. It'll become automatic. You'll start to crave structure, crave consistency, crave that feeling of progress. That's when you know you've turned discipline into a lifestyle. At the end of the day, motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going long after the excitement is gone. When you live by discipline, you don't chase moods. You chase mastery. You understand that greatness doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do every day. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the perfect time and start building habits that align with your goals. Because the truth is, if you can master discipline, you can master anything. You'll stop being controlled by laziness, by doubt, by fear. You'll become someone who finishes what they start. Who doesn't need to be pushed? Who doesn't need reminders? And that kind of person, that kind of mindset changes everything. Motivation is temporary, but discipline lasts forever. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. So from today, don't chase motivation. Build discipline. Because when you choose discipline over motivation, every single day you choose to win. Your work ethic must match your dreams. That's one of the hardest truths people refuse to face. Everybody has big dreams. Everybody talks about success, about wanting to live a better life, wanting to be rich, to be respected, to be great. But here's the question: does your work ethic reflect the size of your dreams? Because wanting it isn't enough. Hoping, praying, wishing, that's not going to make it happen. Only thing that will turn that dream into reality is how hard you're willing to work when nobody's watching. You can't dream at a millionaire level and work like a minimum wage mindset. You can't say you want greatness and then hit the snooze button every morning. You can't talk about becoming the best while giving half your effort. The world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you earn. And what you earn depends entirely on the work you're putting in day after day. If your dreams are massive, your grind has to be even bigger. Eric Thomas always says, you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. That means matching your energy, your time, and your effort to your goals. If you say you want to be successful, then your daily habits should prove it. You can't be inconsistent and expect consistent results. You can't spend your nights scrolling and your mornings complaining, then wonder why nothing's changing. Every single thing you do must align with the dream you say you have. Because talk is cheap. Your grind is the only real proof of how serious you are. Think about it. Your dreams are like seeds. They need effort, consistency, and care to grow. But if you only water them once in a while, they'll never sprout. That's what most people do. They give effort in bursts. They work hard for a few days, then take a week off. They get motivated for a moment, then lose focus when it gets tough. But those who truly make it, they don't stop. They show up every single day, even when it's inconvenient, even when it hurts, even when no one claps for them. Their work ethic doesn't depend on how they feel. It depends on what they want. If your dream is huge, your lifestyle has to change. You can't live like everyone else and expect different results. That means cutting out distractions, sacrificing comfort, and learning to stay focused when others are losing discipline. You might have to miss parties, sleep less, or spend extra hours working on your craft. You might lose people who don't understand your grind, but that's the price of greatness. It's not cheap and it's not easy. You have to decide if your dream is worth the sacrifice, because if it is, your effort will show it. Your work ethic defines your reputation. When people hear your name, what do they think? Do they think of someone who always delivers, someone who never quits, someone they can count on? Or do they think of someone who talks a lot but never follows through? The truth is, people can see your effort. You can't fake work ethic. It's visible in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you approach your goals. Your energy tells the world how serious you are. Sometimes you look around and see people with more resources, more talent, or better connections. And that's okay. You might not be the most gifted, but you can always be the hardest worker in the room. Hard work is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters how much you're willing to give. You can make up for lack of skill with relentless effort. You can outwork people with advantages over you. The grind doesn't lie. It always reveals who truly wants it. There's something powerful about giving everything you've got. It builds character. It gives you confidence. You stop comparing yourself to others because you know you've done your best. When your effort matches your dream, you sleep peacefully at night knowing you left nothing on the table. That's what separates winners from quitters. Winners don't always have the perfect plan, but they have the perfect mindset. I'm going to keep working until I make it. You have to set a standard for yourself. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Stop expecting opportunities to come to you. Earn them. Chase them. Outwork everybody in your field. When others rest, you keep going. When others slow down, you speed up. Because if your dreams are big, then your grind has to be relentless. You can't take shortcuts and expect full rewards. Every ounce of success is earned through consistency, patience, and unstoppable effort. At the end of the day, the universe rewards those who refuse to quit. If you're willing to give 120%, doors will open that you never imagined. People will start to notice. Opportunities will start to find you. But none of that happens without hard work. You can have all the talent in the world, but without effort, it's useless. And the truth is, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So ask yourself right now, does your work ethic match your dream? If not, it's time to raise your standards. Don't just talk about what you're going to do. Show it through your actions. Every single day is a chance to prove how bad you want it. If you can stay consistent, stay hungry, and give everything you've got, your dreams will stop being just dreams. They'll become your reality. Because when your work ethic finally matches your vision, nothing in this world can stop you. Pain is temporary, but greatness lasts forever. Those words carry more truth than most people realize. The reason many never reach their full potential, because they run from pain. They avoid discomfort. They fear struggle, and they give up the moment things get hard. But here's the reality. Pain is part of the process. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary has gone through seasons of suffering, doubt, and sacrifice. You can't get to greatness without walking through pain. It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to develop you. Pain is the teacher that tests how bad you really want it. It separates those who are interested from those who are committed. When you hit rock bottom, when you feel like you can't go any further, that's where transformation begins. Because pain strips away excuses. It forces you to focus, to dig deeper, to find a strength inside you that you didn't know existed. That's why Eric Thomas says, don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. Every tear, every setback, every hardship is shaping the person you're becoming. The problem is people want success without sacrifice. They want the glory without the grind. But you can't have one without the other. Pain is the price you pay for progress. If you avoid it, you avoid growth. Every champion has been through moments when quitting seemed easier. Every leader has faced nights filled with failure and frustration. But they kept going. They understood that pain was only temporary, that it would eventually fade. But what they were fighting for would last forever. When you're in pain, your mind will try to convince you to stop. It will tell you that it's not worth it, that you've done enough. But that's a lie. Pain doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're growing. Growth hurts. Change hurts. But nothing valuable comes easy. You have to be willing to suffer a little now to live better later, because the temporary pain of discipline is nothing compared to the lifelong pain of regret. Think about an athlete training for a championship. Their body aches, their muscles burn, and sometimes they can barely move. But they push through because they know that the pain they feel today is the strength they'll carry tomorrow. They know that greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from endurance. The same applies to life. Whether you're building a business, chasing a dream, or fighting for a better version of yourself, there will be days when it feels unbearable. But if you can push through the pain, you'll find victory on the other side. Pain also teaches gratitude. When you've struggled, you appreciate success more deeply. You value the journey, not just the destination. You understand that every obstacle prepared you for the moment you're standing in. Without the struggle, you wouldn't have the strength to handle success. Pain humbles you. It reminds you that nothing is owed to you, that everything must be earned. It keeps you grounded and hungry. You have to learn to use pain as fuel. When life knocks you down, don't stay down. Get back up stronger. Let the hurt motivate you, not break you. Every time you overcome pain, you build resilience. You prove to yourself that you're tougher than your circumstances. Pain doesn't last forever, but the lessons it teaches will. Every scar tells a story of strength, of endurance, of persistence. And one day you'll look back and realize that the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. The truth is, nothing worth having comes without struggle. You can't skip the hard parts and still expect to win. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who never feel pain. They're the ones who keep going despite it. They embrace the discomfort because they know it's temporary. Pain fades, but the pride of perseverance lasts forever. That's why you have to keep pushing, even when it hurts, even when you don't see results, even when no one believes in you. When you learn to endure pain, you become unstoppable because there's nothing anyone can take from you once you've survived the worst. You stop being afraid of failure because you've already been through it. You stop being afraid of rejection because you've learned to stand tall after every fall. Pain gives you power. It toughens your spirit and sharpens your focus. It makes you hungry, disciplined, and unbreakable. One day, the pain you feel now will be the story you tell. The struggle will become your strength, and the suffering will turn into success. You'll thank yourself for not giving up when it was hardest. You'll realize that every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every tear was worth it. Because pain doesn't last forever. But the pride of greatness, the legacy you build, the person you become in the process, that lasts for a lifetime. So the next time life hits you hard, don't run from the pain. Embrace it. Don't see it as punishment. See it as preparation. Because every bit of pain you endure is shaping the version of you that's capable of handling the life you're dreaming of. Remember, this pain is temporary, but greatness lasts forever. Push through, because your victory is waiting on the other side of your struggle. Success demands sacrifice and consistency. Two things that most people say they understand, but few are truly willing to live by. Everybody says they want to be successful until it requires them to give something up. Until it requires them to let go of comfort, sleep, distractions, or excuses. But the truth is, you can't have success and comfort at the same time. You can't stay the same and expect your life to change. Every great achievement requires something in return. Your time, your focus, your energy, your comfort. That's the law of success. You must be willing to sacrifice who you are for who you want to become. When Eric Thomas talks about success, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He says you have to be willing to give up the good to get to the great. That means sacrificing the easy path, the fun nights, the lazy weekends, the meaningless habits that don't move you forward. Because success doesn't come to those who do what's convenient. It comes to those who do what's necessary. You can't chase your goals only when you feel like it. You can't be consistent only when it's easy. You have to show up every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody's clapping for you. Sacrifice is not a punishment. It's an investment. Every hour you spend working on your dream instead of wasting time is a seed planted for your future. Every moment of discomfort, every temptation you resist, every distraction you cut off, it's all adding up. The grind may not pay you immediately, but it always pays eventually. The question is, are you willing to pay the price up front? Because success collects payment in advance. You have to put in the work long before you see the results. Consistency is what turns small sacrifices into big victories. Anyone can make sacrifices for a day or two, but true success requires doing it for months, even years. You can't skip steps. You can't rush the process. Consistency builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. Every time you show up, you prove that you're serious. You prove that you're committed. The more consistent you are, the stronger your belief becomes. And that belief is what carries you through the hard seasons when progress feels invisible. People often underestimate how powerful consistency really is. You don't need to make massive changes overnight. You just need to do the right things over and over until they compound. Consistency turns average effort into extraordinary results. It's like a snowball effect. At first, it's small, but with time and repetition, it becomes unstoppable. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who work hard once in a while. They're the ones who show up every day, regardless of circumstances. The truth is, sacrifice and consistency go hand in hand. One without the other doesn't work. You can make sacrifices, but if you don't stay consistent, you'll lose momentum. You can be consistent, but if you're not willing to sacrifice, you'll stay stuck in the same place. It's about creating a lifestyle where your daily actions match your long-term vision. You have to align your habits with your goals, your priorities with your purpose. That's what true commitment looks like. There will be moments when the sacrifices feel too heavy, when you see other people relaxing while you're grinding, when you miss out on fun, when you start questioning if it's worth it. But that's where discipline comes in. You have to remind yourself that every great thing takes time. You can't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Success takes seasons of consistent effort, unseen by the world, before it blossoms. And when it finally does, every sacrifice will make sense. Ask yourself, what are you willing to give up to get what you want? Because success will always demand something in exchange. Maybe it's your comfort zone. Maybe it's your laziness. Maybe it's your excuses. Whatever it is, you have to let it go if you want to grow. You can't move forward while holding on to what's holding you back. Success is not about adding more. It's about removing what no longer serves your purpose. You also have to understand that consistency is not about perfection. You'll have days when you slip up, when things don't go as planned. But what matters is that you don't quit. You get back up, you adjust, and you keep going. Consistency is about persistence. It's about showing up again and again until showing up becomes second nature. That's how habits are built. That's how greatness is formed. Every sacrifice you make today creates space for something better tomorrow. Every consistent action brings you one step closer to your dream. So don't focus on how far you have to go. Focus on staying steady. Success doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. You earn it through repetition, through endurance, through the grind that never stops. At the end of the day, you have to decide what you want more: temporary comfort or lasting success. Because you can't have both. You can either make excuses or make progress. You can either live easy now and struggle later, or struggle now and live easy later. The choice is yours. But remember this, the people who win in life are the ones who stayed consistent, who sacrificed what was comfortable for what was meaningful. They gave up what didn't matter so they could gain everything that did. So if you truly want success, stop looking for shortcuts. Start embracing sacrifice. Start mastering consistency. Do what needs to be done day after day, even when no one's watching. Because when you give up your excuses, stay the course and keep moving forward. Success has no choice but to meet you halfway. Success demands sacrifice and consistency. And once you give both, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching greatness. Outwork everyone and let results speak for you. That's the mentality of champions. It's the mindset that separates the good from the great and the great from the unstoppable. You don't need to announce your goals. You don't need to post about your grind. You don't need to convince anyone how hard you're working. Just do the work. Because when you're truly locked in, the results will do all the talking. The world can doubt your words, but it can never deny your results. Most people love to talk about what they're going to do, but very few actually do it. They make promises to themselves and to others, but when the time comes to deliver, they fade. Talking is easy. Execution is what separates dreamers from achievers. If you really want to stand out, stop trying to prove yourself through words. Prove yourself through your work ethic. Show up earlier, stay later. Put in more effort than anyone around you. Because while others are looking for recognition, you'll be building reputation. Eric Thomas often says, you can't cheat the grind. It knows how much you've invested. That means you can't fake hard work. You can pretend for a day, maybe a week, but the truth always reveals itself. The grind exposes who's real and who's not. If you're truly committed, your actions will show it. Not once, not occasionally, but consistently. Outworking everyone doesn't mean competing with others to prove a point. It means holding yourself to a standard so high that nobody else can touch it. There's something powerful about silent work. When you're focused on the process instead of the praise, your energy changes. You stop worrying about who's watching or who's clapping. You stop seeking validation because you know the work will validate itself. The quiet hours, the long nights, the times when you push yourself beyond exhaustion, those moments build greatness. That's where character is formed. That's where legends are made. The truth is, outworking everyone isn't about talent. It's about consistency, hunger, and heart. Talent might give someone a head start, but work ethic determines who finishes the race. You can't control how gifted someone is, but you can control how hard you go. You can control how much effort you bring to every opportunity. When you have a whatever it takes mindset, you stop making excuses. You start taking responsibility for your future. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? That shift alone changes everything. When you decide to outwork everyone, you take ownership of your destiny. You're no longer waiting for luck, for timing, or for approval. You create your own opportunities through relentless effort. You become so good that people can't ignore you. You don't have to chase success. It finds you. Because the truth is, the world rewards those who refuse to quit, who keep pushing when others stop. There will be moments when you'll feel unseen, when your efforts go unnoticed, when no one acknowledges how hard you're grinding. But that's when you have to remember, you're not working for applause. You're working for legacy. Let the others talk. Let them post. Let them seek validation. You just keep your head down and keep building. Because while they're talking, you're improving. While they're watching, you're winning. The real power of outworking everyone comes from discipline. It's not about being busy. It's about being productive. It's about using every hour wisely, about doing something each day that moves you closer to your goal. It's about mastering your craft so completely that when your moment comes, you're ready. Success doesn't go to the one who shows up first. It goes to the one who stays the longest. It goes to the one who refuses to slow down, who refuses to stop learning, who refuses to settle. People may doubt you, overlook you, or underestimate you. Let them. That's their mistake. Because while they're talking, you're working. While they're judging, you're improving. The day will come when your results make all the noise that words never could. That's when the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it. And your answer will be simple. I outworked you. This world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. It doesn't care how many dreams you have. It cares how many you've turned into reality. So if you want to rise above the rest, make a decision to outwork everyone around you. Don't settle for average. Don't stop when it's convenient. Push yourself past your limits. Go the extra mile. Do the extra rep. Study the extra hour. Make the extra call. Because it's in those extra moments that greatness is born. And when your results finally start to show, when success begins to unfold, you won't need to say a word. The world will see the difference. Your growth will speak. Your consistency will speak. Your success will speak. Because results don't lie. You can fake words, but you can't fake progress. So stop explaining yourself. Stop seeking approval. Stop comparing your path to anyone else's. Just work. Work in silence. Work with purpose. Work until you no longer need to introduce yourself. Because when you outwork everyone and let your results speak for you, your name becomes synonymous with excellence. That's when you know you've won. Not because you told the world you would, but because your grind made it impossible for them not to notice.